I'll get you one of these. Can you
Is
see
that
it? The white.
64 or is that a gallon? What is that?
It says 8 ounces.
That thing is not 8 ounces, bro.
Yeah, it says
The
8 ounces. Can
thing
you
is
see it?
8 ounces?
That's what they say, right? Can you see it?
Yeah. Listen.
And they got the time 7, 8, 11. I'm still at 11 o'clock. So
yeah, so I think the line at the bottom is 8.
yeah,
Yeah, the
correct.
whole thing
Yeah.
is not 8. That thing's huge.
Got you. You might have to edit this part out. So
Yeah, I'll edit it out. We don't want the audience to know that college did nothing for us.
56, homie.
56
All
total?
right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just edit that. Abort.
Bretta.
What's going on? Happy Monday.
Yeah. Feels like we were just here, man.
It really does. This is what it looks like when we get a regular schedule going, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was eventful.
Okay, good.
I had to attended a funeral.
Okay.
Um
Sorry to hear that.
And yes, it was my uncle's wife's dad.
Okay.
And you know, as I was sitting in the funeral,
okay,
I was thinking that there was one moment in the funeral, I was sitting in the funeral and I was like, wow, like I like funerals. And I'm saying that because during the funeral is when you get to hear like all of these great stories and everything good about the person. And there was one moment where I was like, wow, like I like funerals. I like hearing about all of this positive stuff. But then there was another part where everybody started crying and I'm like, oh no, this is too much.
Yeah.
This is all too much. Maybe I jumped the gun. I don't really.
That's the flowers, right?
Yeah.
That's what that's the saying, give people their flowers while they alive.
Yeah.
We really tell people like we love them or we appreciate them or we're proud of them, right? Or this is how the type of impact that they've had on my life, right? And how much I appreciate them for that. We rarely tell people that, when they're alive. And so definitely, yeah, I get that feeling you felt. I mean, you felt like the person was getting their flowers as far as all the impact they had on people's lives and the positive influence that they had, but his ears no longer work to hear it. So that's certainly a tragedy there in itself, right?
Yeah, it was just a moment during the funeral that everybody was laughing. They were telling like funny stories. I was recollecting how the man was, and I was like, wow, this feels good. Like, and then next thing you know, they brought something else up, and then everybody started crying. People are leaving the area because they're upset, and it's good and bad at the same time, bittersweet.
Well, rest in peace to that gentleman, and definitely condolences to the family.
I'm gonna give him a small tribute so out here people can see who I'm talking about. But that was the first part of my weekend. The second part, Mother's Day.
Okay.
I spent time with my wife's family, and then after that, I went over to my mother's house, brought the kids over there.
Okay.
And, it was good.
Good.
Okay. How about your weekend? How was that, man?
It was about the same Mother's Day. So my mother-in-law's here with us, so we went to church early.
Mm-hmm.
And then I cooked last night, so I cooked the salmon meal. Clean, cooked, did everything. So I cook not as good as my wife. I cook. So in the summertime, I'm on the grill pretty much. I can cook a few things. I got a few staples, if you will, that I've done so many times that I can do it. Like I can make a nice salmon. Of course, burgers and steaks on the grill. I can do that every day of the week. pork chops on the grill. So, it's definitely important for me because my wife is such a sort of like how do I want to say this? Like she enjoys sort of like cooking, but she also works, but she also enjoys like cooking and she also enjoys like clean. And so a lot of times I have to sort of like force her out and interject, like, no, I'm gonna cook tonight, like I'm gonna clean that because like she'll just run herself into the ground. Right. And sometimes I enjoy it too, right? So some nights it just be like now it's getting sunny. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna throw some burgers on the grill, right? I got dinner tonight, right? Now clean up something like that, just allow her to chill. But yeah, man, I cook here and there.
So speaking of the salmon,
yeah,
I've always said, and I don't know how real I'm gonna hold myself to this, but I always said when I turn 50 years old, that
50,
I want a good piece of grilled salmon, like perfectly done, and I want to eat that for my 50th birthday.
Why wait? Oh, because you don't eat fish.
Because I don't eat animals.
Got it.
I always think back to like, damn, I used to love salmon, bro. I used to love salmon. And
I mean, if the bears can eat fish, I think you can eat fish, bro. There's this place called.
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever the bears.
They're gonna get eaten. I mean, I don't want to get the animals pain. I don't want to put. No, they get eaten regardless. Either you're gonna eat them or the damn bear gonna eat them. Somebody's gonna eat them. So you might as well just be you.
It's all about who gets there first, right?
Right, who gets there first. There's this chain of restaurants. I'm trying to see. I'm looking it up right now. They got them here in Georgia. I don't think I'm in Connecticut. It's almost what's the place where you go and it's got cheaper food? You put the quarter in to get the cart. Oh, what's it called? The name? No. It's a shopping place. It's got like day old fruit. I mean, it's really good price food. It's a Swedish company. Anyway, it'll come back to me. But there's another place called Lidl. Aldi's. Thank you. Yeah.
Is it? Okay, I've never been.
Yeah.
But okay.
You never been to Aldi?
Never been to Aldi's.
Aldi's the best, dude.
Is it?
Yeah, you must be too fancy for me, bro. Until I go to Aldi, it's got good deals. All right, but anyway, there's this place called Lidl. It's sort of similar. LIDL.
Yeah.
They sell. It's going back to your salmon thing. They sell a salmon that's on a cedar plank. Excellent for using on the grill. So it already has its cedar plank. You season it. You can put it on the grill. Then that cedar, that wood, and that smoke, and that cedar flavor kind of also seeps up into the fish. So if you ever when your 50th birthday comes, if there's a Lidl, I would recommend it. I definitely get it here and there. For the most part, I get my salmon cuts from like Sam's Club. And you get a big old slab, and that's what I cooked up yesterday. But yeah.
But the important part for me would be, is it farm raised or wild caught, bro? I don't want my fish to be swimming in its own feces and I'm ingesting all of that food. Like.
Yeah, I think most. Yeah, that's a good question. I think we talked about that with the with the tilapia, right? You see these stories about the tilapia swimming in their own shit.
Oh yeah,
and then they get like diseased. You ever see it? Like their eyes are popping out of their face because they have like bacterial infections, and then you like eat that. Yeah, you definitely don't want that.
But it's not only tilapia, bro. Like if you see farm raised, just know that the way that you saw the tilapia being done is that's what farm raised is.
Yeah, yeah, I got it. You gotta do the best you can.
Yeah.
You gotta do the best you can for sure. I mean, like we talked before, I mean, how do you eat? Sometimes, yes, if you have a choice to get farm raised, great. No.
You're missing the point, bro. If it says farm raised, we're not eating it.
Oh wait, sorry, right. That's what I meant. Avoid it.
It's not like we have this farm raised. Let's just get it. No.
What did I say? Did I say eat it? I meant to say avoid it.
Yeah, you said a choice. No.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. My bad.
But yeah, that's that.
Yeah, so I meant to mention it last week too. As far as in my family, my brother, my baby brother Sean. So salute to him. Yeah. Him and his now fiance. So I actually am now about to gain a sister. So love her, love them. They were out in Greece for like 9 days, and he popped the question in Greece. I popped the question to my wife in a field. So he's definitely winning in life there.
A field of what, John? A field of
so when I bought my wife's ring, It was it was a nice field. It was by our house in Middletown. It had a nice waterfall. It was just us. When I bought my wife's ring, I had it custom made from this jeweler up in Lee, Massachusetts, and it was about an hour and a half to get up there, hour and a half to get back. So I'm in the car for about 3 hours, and so I go up to get it. I ordered it custom made. Go up to see it when it's done. I went for quality, not necessarily the most gaudiest ring. That ring is about as clean cut as you can ever find. And when he showed it to me, I was just completely impressed with it. Put it in my pocket and driving home for an hour and a half. It's like it's burning a hole in my leg. Like I just you have these stories of people have the ability to like plan like these great like, will you marry me on the billboard? Will you marry me in rose petals? And I had an idea to do all that stuff. I really did.
Yeah.
But ultimately, when I got back to Middletown, that ring was just like burning a hole in my pocket. And I got to show. I was so impressed with him, just so happy. I stopped first on the way back to her mom's place of work, showing her mom first. And then I got to give it to her. And so I said, you got to come meet me out here down the street from our house. We just bought a house together. And I got on one knee down in this field. It was just us two. And I was like, well, you remember? I had to get rid of it. It was just I was just so excited. I think I was more excited to like put the ring on her finger, to like make like you're definitely not my fiance. It was just a lot of emotions when you kind of decide, and you know this as well, right? Obviously, when you decide to like take on a wife and like give a ring and like start building a family, which is building legacy and you know, building a life getting a life partner and then doing life together. So
right.
So I was definitely excited. So salute to Sean and his beautiful fiance Sydney. So I gained a sister in this deal. So that was pretty exciting last week as well.
All right, congratulations, Sean and Sydney.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. All right. So you know, right before we got on this Zoom.
Yes.
I listened to a song.
Oh my God. Yes, it's amazing.
I listened to a song.
It's amazing.
I don't even know if I can call
no,
it
you better stop playing. You better stop underplaying it, bro.
Yeah, I'm saying, can I call it a song? What is that? A piece of art? What is that?
Yo, it's fantastic. I mean, the video itself, it's visual art. Like so we're talking about this Kendrick Lamar. If you're not sure, we're talking about the Heart Part 5. It just dropped like yesterday. So today is May 9th that we're taping this. Yeah, I mean, and I'm one of these old, we talked before, like I'm one of these old curmudgeons, like get this new hip hop off my lawn. Like Future dropped last week. Like, who cares? Give me some old Nas, give me some old like Jay-Z, right? But man, like I'm gonna listen to this Kendrick Lamar album. I think I'm gonna listen to it. I mean, this is real bars, like real lyrics. And then the technology with the deep fake that he did. He brought on the Will Smith face. I still don't understand the OJ face. Why I got to go back and listen to it again. Why he went OJ, but the Jussie Smollett face was great. He put on the Will Smith's face and said, "Hurt people, hurt other people." While he was Will Smith, insane. Right. He did the Kanye face talking about being like bipolar, kind of snuck that in as well. And then he did the Kobe and the Nipsey face, rapping like he was in heaven. Talking about how, you know, he was saying something like he was too young to leave, he was trying to get work, but he's gonna fly, and his spirit still, like something like along those lines. And he said that the killer that sped up my demise, I forgive you, but your soul is in question. Just crazy. I gotta listen to it some more. You know how you listen to a good rap song, I hear it like a few times, you just gotta catch up all the bars and stuff. I've heard about 2-3 times today. I think his album drops Friday. So this old guy will be definitely listening to it for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm the type of person that if I hear something I like, or even if I watch something I like for example, like the Matrix movie is my favorite movie of all time. I've literally watched that movie 100 times.
Which one? The first Matrix?
The first Matrix.
The first Matrix. Okay.
And the second Matrix, actually. 100 times.
All right.
For some reason, if I like something, I can watch it over and over and it won't get stale to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
This is something I definitely need to listen to over and over again.
Yeah, definitely.
I definitely want to dissect what he's saying, why he's saying, why the faces are matching up. at the time when he's saying certain type of words. You know, I know he was deliberate in why he
had
did
to, yeah,
this
definitely.
Yeah, the analyst in me wants to figure out like why he's saying this. And we're gonna have to dig deeper into that next week because
gonna have to.
I love it. Something I got to.
Yeah, I got to figure out the OJ face. I don't understand that part, but we'll get back to it. I got to listen to it some more.
Right.
But it was great, man. It was real rap.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Yeah.
I definitely
Kendrick was always the guy that never disappointed.
Nah, definitely not.
Lyrical sense, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely not.
Yeah, man. But what were we talking about at the end of last meeting?
I think we were talking about we finished with some NBA. We can definitely go back into that if you like.
Yeah, I definitely want to touch on that because it's been long.
So you saw that the Joker got MVP. What do you think about that?
The Joker is
what's his name? I was gonna say Novak Djokovic. That's the tennis player. Sorry, that's not who I'm talking about. They call him the Joker, but his name is Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
He plays for the Denver Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
He wins his second straight MVP. Now, I was looking at some stats on this guy. They're actually pretty impressive. And he actually brought his team's not in the playoffs, but he had two of his sort of like top two teammates scorers. He didn't have them for the most part of the year and still sort of like
Porter and Murray, right?
Yeah. And still sort of like got the team in a position. I mean, I'd say lost, they're not in the playoffs now, but is this a legitimate MVP? Is this a deserving MVP in your opinion?
He is quite possibly in the top 3 most skilled, and this is saying a lot because we can debate it in the comments. We can debate it right here. Top 3 most skilled big men of all time.
He's pretty big. He's pretty good.
And I say most skilled because, bro, at times you see him dribbling up court. At times you see him hitting no-look passes. Unstoppable underneath the hoop as far as like not even power, but finesse. Like he's got so much in his arsenal that is really hard to.
Yeah. So he averaged. Here's another stat. I'm going to talk to you about this too. That's really bugging me recently, and I'm going to ask you about it. But he averaged 27.1 points, 13.8 rebounds, 7.9 assists. He played about 33 minutes a game. He played 74 games. Now, let's talk about that 74 games. Embiid played 68, which is pretty good for Embiid.
Yeah.
Giannis played 67. I believe that if you want to be an MVP, you want to be Defensive Player of the Year, you want to be whatever this reward, you got to play 90% of the games. I think load management is killing the NBA. Tell me where I'm wrong.
Killing the NBA, no.
Killing the NBA, 100%.
Killing the NBA, no. Hurting the NBA, yeah. Because people pay their good hard-earned money to see the stars. I mean, granted, like back in the day, Miami Heat was my team all day, all that. But if I went to a Miami Heat game, my guy, and they told me that Dwayne Wade was taking a rest for this game, bro, I would cry.
It's killing the game. And or you have these NBA on TNT games, right? Or you sitting down in a random January, you're gonna watch some NBA. Hey, nothing else on, and the stars sitting out.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna watch the game. And then the partners that play those games, like they know that. I mean, this guy played 74 games out of 82. I give him credit for that. He showed up every night.
But were the games that he missed near the end of the season?
I'm not sure about that. It's just I'm looking at this article here that just speaks to the games he played, and I know like Embiid and Giannis were I think won at like 2 and 3. But he played about 6 to 7 more games than they did. That over an 82 game season, what is that, like 8% more games? Yeah, he showed up. I do think the load management is something that the older players didn't do. Look, I just finished watching Winning Time on HBO. Salute to Winning Time. If you haven't been watching that, you need to watch it.
Yeah.
But so last night was the season finale.
All right, and no spoiler alerts because I need to watch it.
Well, no, it's a spoiler, but it kind of isn't because it happened, right? But they showed Game 6 at the 80 finals. Everybody knows this. A rookie by the name of Magic Johnson played center in the clinching game to help the Lakers beat the 76ers in Game 6.
Right.
But they highlighted in Game 5, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar dang near broke his ankle, got it taped up, went back into the game, dominated, but couldn't play Game 6 because he played basically on a hurt. It wasn't broken, but he hurt on a really hurt right leg.
Right.
Kareem, those old school players, Magic, they wouldn't be taking no load management. The old players, and I'm going to sound like an old curmudgeon, get off my lawn, and that's kind of my theme today. But like, yeah, those old players, Karl Malone, those guys played every game.
Malone, yeah, let's throw him in there.
Let's throw him in there, man. He didn't have no load management, dog. Come on, what are you talking about? The players need. I think if you want, I would fix the load management issue by taking away all NBA awards. And so, you know how the first team, second team, third team works, right? Like that affects how these cats get contracts. If you get NBA first team, all NBA, you're eligible for max contracts, right? And so I would be like, okay, if I'm the commissioner, I'm okay, all right, well, if cats ain't playing 85%, 90% of the games, you're not eligible for the MVP. You're not eligible for Defensive Player of the Year. You're not eligible for all NBA first team, second team, third team. Maybe that might help us with load management.
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah, I get it. I didn't know that if you don't play, if you don't explain what you said again. You said that if they don't play a certain amount of games, if you're say you're like what's the guy from the Clippers? George?
No, George. Well, George and the other who had to play it all year.
Yeah,
Kawhi. Okay, Kawhi, right? So Kawhi, he's very mercurial. He's just kind of flighty, right? He's like, I'm gonna play tonight, but he's a great player.
Right.
Let's say he plays 60 games out of 82.
Yeah.
And he's averaging 30 and 8 and 7, like and locking down cats defensively, right? Just having an amazing MVP type year. My rule would say you're not eligible, even though you put up the stats. And when you was on the court, you were like one of the best player on the court. Yeah. You only play 60 games. You are not eligible for any of these postseason awards. That's what I would say. Even though you was a bad man, you was clearly the best player on the court every night, but you weren't hurt. You didn't have a broken bone. You didn't have a surgery. You just said, I'm taking nights off. My calves hurt. My shins hurt. I'm taking load management. You played under the threshold of the 90% to make it. You're not eligible for any awards. I would put that in place. Okay. Tell me why that's fair or not.
No. So that makes sense. You're saying that the player is not hurt.
Yeah.
He's just not playing.
He's taking load management.
Yeah. So that would be I believe that would be a great deterrent.
Yeah, I agree.
That would be a great deterrent. But I just recently read something somewhere that Kyrie is looking for a max contract.
Yeah. Good luck.
He played what, 20 games? I don't know how many.
Well, part of that wasn't. God, he did what you did, right? Like he stood, and I respect him. He wasn't Millie Mouth about the vaccine. He actually lost money. He put his ass in the fire and he stood behind his convictions. I personally wouldn't have done it, but I'm not one of these anti-vaccine people. Oh, I'm not going to take this vaccine. The damn thing wears off in 5 months anyway, people. Like, relax, calm down, right? Like, whatever.
We'll get into that later.
I probably don't even have any vaccine in my body right now. Y'all crying about it. John. When y'all crying about it, I'm not taking the vaccine. I'm going to stand on my own too. Fine. They're standing on too and don't get paid. But I respect him. He actually did. He didn't flip. He didn't like, damn, I'm missing out on 20 million. I got to get this. Let me get this Moderna. Let me sling me some of this Moderna. He actually did it.
Right.
But I think he's an idiot. And I think like
your team. I think he's an idiot. I just want to get it straight. Your team Stephen A.
Huh?
Your team Stephen A. I just want to get that clear.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
What you just said, bro. That he was an idiot for doing what he did.
I think he was.
Like,
he hurt his team. But you know what?
He did hurt his team, but he
hurt his team.
Good for what he believed in, bro.
That's fine. So, and I like that he didn't switch up and bitch up later.
Right, and he stood for what he believed in.
Yeah, but just
But
which is idiotic though. Yeah, but
it's his body. It had to do something with his body.
His body was fine. His teammates was out there. Kevin Durant was out there by himself playing like a warrior, all vaccinated and everything. He had to go out there and play 50 minutes a game, burn himself into the ground because you are a part of a team. You can't and Kevin Durant gave up Steph Curry for you. And see, that's the thing that like people don't talk about a lot. Like this is Durant. You had the best teammate, greatest player who changed the game, great teammate, and Steph Curry. Think about Steph Curry. That you coming off one of the best years, coming off a championship. You're coming off a 70 some odd win team that the team lost to LeBron, right? But Steph is like an automatic like superstar. And and KD comes over and Steph doesn't complain. He didn't bitch and moan in the media. He actually took a back seat, let KD lead. KD was the finals MVP, those two championships they won. And Steph was fine with it. He is the most unselfish superstar there is. Now KD's gone. Now he's back to getting his buckets again. He's back to being one of the best shooters in the league. And you, KD, clown, like you gave up Steph Curry for the most untrustworthy, mercurial, ill-informed, immature, great ball handler, great scorer player in the league, and you gave up a real team, a professional organization for this guy. You deserve to be out in the first round. You deserve to be playing with this guy with no teammates because y'all got all the money, got no teammates, and then you got no real coach. And you knew that. You're playing ISO ball. And Kyrie's like, well, we don't need no coach. Okay, well, the Celtics know exactly what you're going to do. They lock you down defensively because you have no sets. You have no game. But Kyrie's like, well, we can just coach ourselves because we're great players. Okay, fine, Kyrie, fine. But then you don't even show up half the year because you don't even get vaccinated, but you want to coach the team and you don't want to get vaccinated and you don't want to do what the team wants to do. Fine. They get blown out in the first round every year. Fine. This is what you get. That's what you get. Tell me when you're done, John. Tell me when you're done. I'm done.
Kidding me? My daughter. Look what my daughter wants me to make. Look at this. All healthy stuff.
All healthy. Yeah. There you go. Nice. Yep. Pure sugar.
Organic GMO.
Let the baby have a little sugar. It's nothing.
Oh, but before I get into my manhandling of what you just said,
okay, yeah, go ahead.
I want to highlight my daughter. She just hit 50 subscribers on YouTube. So everybody that's watching on here, please go subscribe to her. I'm gonna put
Naya's World, right?
No, hers is what's your the name of your
Naya's Kingdom?
Naya's Kingdom. Okay. All right, sweetheart.
That's Naya's Kingdom.
Naya's Kingdom. Okay, I'll make sure I get it right.
So I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put the link in the description. I'll put the name right here. Yeah, she's good on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Check her out. And yeah, so take these, baby. Somebody's gonna have to make those later. I'm not making those things. Maybe mommy. Yeah. So where were we? Speaking about the man who chose to protect his own body and welfare over the NBA and his money machine. Okay. Now,
don't act like you're above. He's above the NBA and his money machine. Let you talk. He begged to get into it.
I let you talk.
Fine. Go. Now listen. Go. I'm muting myself because I'm gonna be annoyed.
I wish I could have the mute button.
I'm doing it right now because I'm gonna get annoyed. I'm gonna want to jump in. Go.
So, Kyrie said to the world, "I'm not sure," because he's not even saying he's anti-vax like me. Okay, he's saying, "I'm not sure about this thing. I'm not gonna rush into it and put something in my body that I'm not sure about, that nobody's sure about, that people are saying that there's side effects. Okay, I'm not gonna rush into doing that just because my team could win a championship. Some things are more important than, oh, you gave up some players so we could be together. Okay, can I make sure that my health is safe? Like, everybody's rushing to get this vaccine. I want to make sure that everything is safe. So I choose not to play if that's what you guys are gonna do. I'd love to play. I want to play. I'm ready to play. I'm keeping myself in playing form. All y'all gotta do is lift this bullshit vaccine mandate. That's all y'all gotta do.
But was the NBA? Was it the NBA's mandate though? Was it the NBA's mandate?
Oh, it was New York.
Was it the NBA's? Exactly. But you just said, but it was the NBA. It's a big money maker, and they're just about money. No, it wasn't the NBA's mandate. It was New York City's mandate.
Okay.
So was it like them? Like, and Kyrie's not above it. He's a part of it. He's not above it. He's not like some saint that's above the NBA's money making practices. When he's in there trying to get money just like everybody else, and God bless him. I want him to get all the money he can.
Right, but we already said that he gave up a bunch of money. He's obviously not doing this for any money situation. Why do you think he did it, John?
Because he's an idiot.
Because he's
selfish.
Exactly. Yeah. This is the same Republican. You know what? Let me not even. No, let me stop. Let me stop. No, nothing to do with people. Nothing to do with Republicans or Democrats. I'm just saying. Like,
the Republicans will tell him. The Republicans will be like, "Yeah, Kyrie, don't put that vaccine. Don't put that Biden vaccine in your body." And it's Democrat. It's Democrat and Republican, because I remember, I'm old enough to remember when Kamala Harris said when Trump was president that she would put no vaccine in her body that came from Trump. So they all played the game, the Democrats and the Republicans. They were all, and then when Biden got president, now she on TV taking the same damn vaccine that she said she would never take. So it's all stupid the way politics twisted it. My whole rant was that how Kevin Durant is probably looking in the mirror. Now he's a, first of all, you're not on Twitter. You gotta see he's a troller. He bites back at everybody. Like he fights back at everybody. But I think deep down, and he'll never admit it. Maybe it's just the Kevin Durant in my mind. But it's like, damn, I could have been with Steph Curry still. I just let Draymond calling me a bitch ass motherfucker one time pissed me off to the point that I just wanted to leave. I got passive aggressive because Draymond called me a bitch in the huddle. He probably said some other things too. And so I left because I want to be passive aggressive. And then the passive aggressive, usually when you're passive aggressive, you don't want to, and just say, fine, I'm just going to leave. Take my ball and leave. You feel like the people are going to be worse off. And that's how you win with your passive aggressiveness. But they're not. So you're passive aggressive. You left. They're actually kind of better than you. And you're out there just like stuck with Kyrie.
Stuck with Kyrie. So keeping it real now, next year, when it's vaccine mandate free Kyrie, Ben Simmons and Kevin Durant, you don't think they'll have a shot to win the NBA championship?
What position Ben Simmons playing?
Well, he's gonna have to play two guard.
A two guard that doesn't shoot. Bravo, Dwayne. Bravo.
Well, three guard. No. So Kevin Durant at the two. Kevin Durant at the two.
See, now you want Durant at the two. Okay, all right.
Kevin Durant at the two.
Durant at the two.
And Ben Simmons at the three. Now what?
So a wing player that's supposed to slash to the basket and maybe give you an occasional three here and there.
It's got to be. Just like Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen really didn't need to shoot. All he needed to do was
you can't.
I can't
make
that
compare
Ben Simmons to Scottie Pippen?
No, you can't, because everybody on the floor in today's NBA, Dwayne, has to shoot. From the Joker.
No,
Jokic,
they don't.
They absolutely
Ben Simmons is in the NBA right now.
And he's trash. And he got scared. And he got the yips against the Hawks. And he still hasn't recovered because he doesn't shoot.
Isn't he an all-NBA player, bro?
No, Ben Simmons.
Yes, he is.
He played all year.
All NBA player.
All NBA of like not playing. Yeah, that's him.
Yo.
So
we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see.
Salute to Jokic. I think that's where we started. NBA MVP. They're saying that the coach of the Suns might be the coach of the year, Monty Williams. Do you know his story? He's a devout Christian. I think his wife died like in a car accident like many years ago.
I remember something like that.
Sad story. And then I think they're saying that he the initial reports are that he might be the coach of the year, which would be really good.
Why would he be coach of the year?
Why wouldn't he be?
What would warrant that?
Let's see. Best record in the West.
But last year
to the finals last year.
Didn't make it. I want to see somebody that didn't make it to the playoffs, and then next year he turned it around. Like, he was doing a great job. That's fine, but there's a lot
he did a great job, and he won the West.
A bunch of coaches that did a great job, bro. What about
the West?
I think Eric Spoelstra should be coach of the year, bro. Who does he have on his team?
He's got the 6th man of the year on
Yeah,
his team.
go ahead. And
he's got Jimmy Butler. He's got Bam. He's got Lowry, who you were just all excited about last week. We were talking about veteran teams. Dude, they won 64 games this year.
Yeah.
The Heat won 53.
Coach of the year.
Yeah, exactly. He should have been coach of the year. They had a 780 winning percentage. The Heat were at 53 and 29. The Suns were won 64 games. They were 8 up in the West.
Yeah.
8 games up in the West. Come on, man. Give Monty his flowers. You were just talking about not giving people their flowers, not giving people they do.
So hold up. The Miami won the top team in the East with that record?
53 and 29. Yeah, they were 2 games up on the Celtics.
So the East was definitely the tougher conference this year.
I mean, you say tougher.
They were.
I mean, you could say tougher. I could say more mediocre, with more mediocre teams kind of squished together. But I mean, it's tomato. Depends on how you want to look at it.
I don't know.
You got to watch that Winning Time though.
I do.
It's a really good show. It chronicled. I had this tweet that I want to read.
Yo, do you have our Twitter set up, bro? I need.
I don't. There's no R Twitter. No, there's no R's. I had to get followers. I don't get people follow. I got followers. Yeah, I got it.
Let's set it up, bro.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
Start putting out tweets for us.
So if you watch Winning Time, you know that it chronicled the 1979-1980 season. I was just looking at it. It got brought up for a season. This isn't for you because you don't watch Winning Time. But for people that watch Winning Time, they already going to come back with a season 2. When you think about all of the drama that they can cover, in the NBA 1980-81 season, the Celtics beat the Rockets in the finals. So you'll probably be able to get to see more of that Larry Bird character that they had in season 1. Dwayne has no idea what I'm talking about, but they'll have more of a focus.
I did see a picture of him and he stood out like
it was actually really
like, this is actually really Larry Bird type shit?
No, but you got to watch it. It's good. And if you hear those stories about, first of all, Larry Bird was a killer. Do you recognize like how much of a killer Larry Bird was? And you always hear these stories about how he would tell people to their face. I heard Dominique was on an interview with Dan Patrick a few weeks back. And Dominique Wilkins was telling a story about how Larry Bird told him to his face exactly how he was going to score on him, and like did it every time he said it. Just was calling him out like I'm gonna. And so the Larry Bird in the Winning Time is a bit of an asshole, and but like confident, cocky guy, and it's they play it just like you hear these killer Larry Bird stories about how he would tell you, I'm gonna dribble here, I'm gonna take a stooth back, I'm gonna fade away, all nothing but net. And I think he did it. I think there was another Larry Bird story too. I think when the year he played in the 3-point shooting contest and he walked up there and said, okay, who's coming in second and third? And then won it, right? But anyway, so going back, so the 1980-81 NBA season, the Celtics beat the Rockets. So I talked about that. Magic actually got hurt. Now, Magic Johnson's the star of the show. He got hurt that year. They actually lost to the Rockets in the first round. But the following year, the 81-82 season, the Lakers win the championship again, and that's the year that though Paul Westhead gets fired early in the year, and Pat Riley takes over. So like a lot of good storylines and drama. It's such a good show. This Winning Time brings you back to 80s basketball, which actually wasn't that great. It's pretty trash. You think back to like how huge of an impact Larry Bird and Magic Johnson had on the current NBA. I mean, there's no Michael Jordan. There's no Pistons, Bad Boys teams. Like
you said 80s basketball was trash.
The NBA in the early, coming out of the 70s, coming to early 80s.
Coming out of the 70s.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. So coming out of the 70s, coming into the early 80s, you had, of course, Dr. J and stuff like that, but it wasn't the behemoth that it is now, and it certainly didn't. Right. But before you had Michael Jordan, you had Larry Bird and Magic Johnson playing in the finals every other year, both winning about 3 or 4 championships in the 80s, wearing Converse, doing commercials. That sort of set the table down for Mike to kind of go to Nike, be like Mike, and then that kind of exploded. But they sort of like laid the foundation. Gotta kind of just remember, give them the great, because nobody, there was great players in the 70s. I mean, there was Dr. J. I mean, there's the Big O, but like, these kids.
If you ask old time players, those were the greatest players ever. Just like
Right.
how I go around and say, Michael Jordan was the greatest player ever, and then somebody 10 years younger than me will say Kobe is the
Yeah.
greatest player ever. Somebody 10 years younger than them is saying LeBron's the best.
They're gonna say LeBron, or they're gonna say Steph.
It's all a matter of who they were around and who they were watching coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
So
100%.
Yeah, man.
All right, so you want to touch this abortion, the Supreme Court, or you don't want to touch that?
Oh, the Roe versus Wade. You know what? Are we gonna get canceled? I guess that's the key. I'm scared about what you're gonna say because I think we're gonna get. Let's touch
you
on
want
it.
to touch on it? Have you been following it?
I haven't been following it. I just saw the headline and I said, okay, maybe that's something that I need to pay attention to.
So,
but you tell me.
No, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to ask you a series of questions that are going to kind of take you down a journey to decide what you are. Because
okay.
And before I do this, like a lot of people know me, like I'm not even going to go with the God aspect. Like the Most High is a creator of life. I know that. Like he said in his word that he knew us in the womb. He knitted us together. I'm not even going to go down the religious road. I'm going to kind of go more because for me personally, if you ask me the quick answer, yes, I'm pro-life because we need more humans. There's an argument that we need more births. That's a whole nother conversation why we actually have low birth rates all over the world, really. Actually, we need more young people. We have an aging population in the world that's going to be a problem 20, 30 years from now because we're not having enough babies to sort of like take over the workforce and kind of, take care of these old people as they get older. That's another birth rates down all over the world. Birth rates down here in the United States, which is why immigration is really such a hot topic because we actually need immigration because we need more young people which they have a lot of in South America. The average age in Africa, I think, is like a young number. I think it's like in the mid-20s, like the average age. I have a young population. But anyway, abortion. So I'm not gonna go down. So yes, from a religious standpoint, from my convictions, I believe that human life from the fertilization is a life. That's me. Now, so let me ask you a question: Is a fetus, Dwayne, alive? In your opinion, what do you think?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe human life has inherent value?
Yes. What? So.
Okay, but so those are yes. Now, here's another thing, though. Do you believe in individual freedom?
Yes.
So, as a libertarian, I would agree with you. I believe that, like, as somebody who is my libertarian side, right? I would say, but like, I believe in freedom. You are not hurting anybody. You're not breaking any laws. You're paying your bills, paying your taxes. You have the freedom to live your life. It might not be, ways that maybe I want to live my life, but I have the freedom to live my life the way I want to. You have freedom and autonomy. So you believe in freedom and autonomy.
Yes.
Okay. And this is where it converges for me too, because this ultimately comes down to freedom, autonomy, and what is life. Does a fetus, another thing too, like, does a fetus feel pain? That's another big thing for me too. So I was looking, touch is the first sense to develop when receptors present in the fetus's face by week 8. So by week 8, there's some touch in the face that a fetus can feel. So if there's receptors in the face, that means you can feel pain. And if you can feel pain, then are you a creature or a being that can feel pain and can die, right? Okay. Abortion has been going on for a long time in the world. I was recently finding out, I used to think that they would have to go in there surgically and like induce the baby and pull it out, but I guess apparently there's some pill that you can take.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. In Africa, ancient times, there was like this herbal sort of like, concoction that you can do that can induce a miscarriage. So it's always sort of been around. If you take it and say it's illegal, it's gonna go underground. What happens if something like that goes underground? Right? It's the same way where these girls go to like Dominican Republic and get like, rubber or glue into their asses from like, underground doctors, right? Like, and then they end up coming out and then it solidifies and they die because they get like sepsis and stuff like that, right? Because it's underground or it's cheap, which is another thing, right? Or it's underground. Like, if people want abortion, if it goes underground, they're gonna do it, but then it poses inherent danger to women who are predominantly poor, less means, that might go to like to the street or to the underground clinics and then be subject themselves to unsafe conditions. So this is where I struggle, right? Because I'm a champion of life and I'm a champion of choice. I do think fetuses are a human being. I do feel like deep down it's murder, but like, people are going to do it anyway. It's almost like, I don't want people to do drugs. I don't want you people shooting needles. I don't want you doing that. I think that's not good for your body. You're a health nut. I think you would agree with that. But there's something to be said though about places where people are able to go because they have an addiction. And I'm not comparing abortion to an addiction. The point is, there's some places where people can go where they get safe injection sites, they get clean needles, and they have somebody to monitor them. Huh?
You're all for that.
I'm not necessarily I'm not for anyone doing drugs, period, Dwayne, but I also realize that some people have an addiction and that if there's a place where people can get treatment, but also have a safe space, clean needles, when their body starts calling for that drug and their stomach starts to hurt and their body going to shakes, the world is messy. Life is messy. I don't have a straight answer for that. I don't. And I don't have a straight answer for, if this goes underground, people, those pills that they give women to have abortion, that's going to hit black market prices. It's going to go underground. So I guess I'm like 80%, 20% on this, honestly. 80%, yes, I don't want abortion to happen. I don't want women to feel lack, though, too, right? Like, we're looking at this from a scarcity view. Why are people getting abortion? What's the number reason why people get abortion? Is it because there's lack? I've been reading that a lot of times it's women that maybe have 1 or 2 kids already, and they say, you know what, I can't just afford a third. I can't have another mouth to feed. Well, if that's the case, if that's the only reason why you're getting rid of this third child, then it's a lack issue, and I think we can address that to save life.
Right. So it sounds like this whole time you're trying to come up with a solution for the problem of like, or not a solution, but like,
how can we help people?
Is it help or is it a consequence? Like, I know what I believe in, right? And I believe that if you're going to do the act and the process begins, then, so I'm a little more spiritual. I believe everything happens for a reason. So I know some people will say like, oh, they got raped. You're not supposed to like have the child or whatever. I believe everything happens for a reason. So kill me in the comments if you want. When something like that happens, I feel like there's a deeper meaning.
I don't know about that. Okay,
there's a deeper meaning for it. Everything happens for a reason. I really do believe that, and I don't believe that any of that involves the rightful killing of life.
No, so I agree with everything you said except and I'm not saying you're saying this. There is a trauma though to be raped, and then to carry
I understand.
Yeah,
but you want to come up with a good reason as to why abortion would be okay. And I think threatening the host person's life, I don't see a reason. Now, adoption maybe, if the person got raped and they want to give it up for adoption, then.
But you're asking.
This is just me. I can't say.
No, I agree. And as men,
right for them, honestly,
correct. And this is just two guys having this conversation, right? Like,
yeah, people have to do what's right for them at the end of the day. For me personally, I can have my own opinion.
You can. I don't know how much of this is. I don't know. I think the numbers of, like, they say rape and incest, like, I think those numbers are still like very small from the research that I've done. And certainly if there's, people that know more, definitely let us know. But as two guys talking about this subject, I definitely want to see more people live. I think we need more babies born. There's a lot of Black babies that get aborted, and that's a whole nother conversation. We might not have time for it today. But I think a lot of it might be because of a lack, and if there's a way that we can take away that lack, if we give, I'm not, I don't know, dude, like, I'm not one of these big government tax rich and so everybody can get free stuff guy, because I think that's not really a realistic life. But like, is there a way that we can give women that have no health insurance, limited health insurance, at least for them while they're pregnant, so they can get their appropriate prenatal care, and then the baby has, because most babies do have, in most states, most children have at least Medicaid, like whatever state you're in, the parents don't have it, but at least the kid would have like Medicaid. So there's always, the kids are always going to have some sort of insurance, or a UBI. I was a big UBI guy. This sort of recession, inflation has kind of questioned my thought on if a UBI could actually work going forward, because I think just the inflation is just so bad. And it's, I think some of it, has to do with a lot of it has to do with corporate greed. So I'm not going to just put it on people getting a few checks for their kids. I'm not going to blame them, but a lot of it's corporate greed. But some of it too is like there's a lot of cash that was just thrown out there. So I don't know if a UBI would work, because the UBI would just get sucked up, because then the price of milk would be now $10. So even whatever little gain you got, everyone's going to be in your pocket to take it back away from you, right? So my thinking is evolving on that. I was a huge UBI guy. I'm not so sure, but it's a big issue. Connecticut is always going to have abortion where you are. Georgia, probably not so much. They've got a 6-week heartbeat bill, 6 weeks. If that bill if the Supreme Court kicks it back to the states, it might be outlawed here. And I think it's going to be a matter of just kind of like where you live. And so now it's not going to be necessarily a United States. It's going to be like amalgam of like how you want to live is going to depend on like what state maybe you live in too. Like, you know what I mean?
I always preach about people should do what's right for them, right?
Yeah.
And what's right for their bodies. I'm not a woman.
Yeah.
I don't know how it feels, the process of going through 9 months of developing a child inside of you and blah, blah, blah. What I can say is on the surface, I don't want life to be taken that doesn't have to be. So if my comments come out sounding a little bit brash, it's only from the standpoint of I don't want life to be taken that really doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
But
have to be.
I'm not a woman. I don't know how it feels to have a child and go through that process. And I think what comes ahead of everything is that people do what's right for them.
Yeah.
And what's right for their body. Because at the end of the day, it's their body, and that's what's going through the trauma and the process of having a baby in the first place. So
there's trauma.
Yeah.
My wife is a great mom. She hated being pregnant. Yeah, it's tough. It wasn't easy. So there's trauma for sure. I wish it was an easy answer. We'll find out more as the Supreme Court case drops in June.
Right.
A lot more drama coming from that. So, Wayne, it was a great convo again. Or you got one more from me?
But before we leave, though, I got to give a big shout out to our sponsor. Well, not really our sponsor, but I told them that
LaCroix
on the next. Who was that? I can't see it because of the.
I know. There's LaCroix.
LaCroix, right?
Yeah.
No, I told them at the next podcast that I would wear their merch. So I'm wearing their merch right now. It's the light worker shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Did they pay you for that?
I bought these shirts and they actually sent me another one. They sent me another one for free. I might send it to you. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They're supposed to pay you. And they first of all, the merch is supposed to be free.
This is not a sponsorship, bro. This is just me supporting Black business.
Okay.
We're not there yet, John. We will be. I hope so.
No disrespect to your friend. No disrespect to your friend. But this is why we gotta have more shrewdness with Black businesses trying to get off. You gotta be shrewd. They be hookups and build up. How many hookups you think Elon Musk gave when he was building up his business?
Oh man. So wait, hold on. So hey.
I'm kidding. I'm being an asshole. Salute to your friend. I'm just playing around.
Yes. I'm actually gonna put the information here. Hopefully you guys can support too. If you like the shirt,
yes, sir.
If you think it's clean enough, go get your own. And they have some other merch on their website. So yeah, definitely visit them and give them a shout out too.
All right,
brother.
Yeah, man. Good talk with you. Have a great week.
Always.
Bye, everyone. Appreciate everyone listening. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe. As we drop more videos, you'll get the notification. Appreciate y'all.
Peace.